ओके, सो प्लान में कुछ चेंजेस है। हम लोगों ने अब तक 150 वर्ड्स कर लिए हैं, है ना। मे बी 165 भी कर लिए होंगे, नॉट श्योर। या 155 ये रहा, 160 ये रहा। 160 वर्ड्स हमारे हो चुके हैं। आइकनोक्लास्ट हमारा हो चुका। आइकनोक्लास्ट समबडी हु अटैक्स चेरिश्ड बिलीव्स और इंस्टीट्यूशंस। ना वो चेंज है, वो ये है कि मैं नोटिस कर रहा हूँ कि अगर हम 7 दिन तक कर भी रहे हैं तो सर्टेन वर्ड्स जो हैं वो बार बार रिपीटिशन हम नहीं कर पा रहे हैं ना। फॉर एग्जाम्पल जो फर्स्ट 10 है वो तो हमने 7 बार रिपीट किया, लेकिन जो लास्ट 10 है वो एक ही बार रिपीट हो रहा है, विच इज़ अ प्रॉब्लम, है ना। बिकॉज हमारा पूरा का पूरा जो आइडिया है वो रिपीटेशन के ऊपर बेस्ड है। सो अ लिटिल चेंज क्या है, हम 5 दिन लगातार 50 वर्ड्स करेंगे। सो हियर इज़ हाउ इट गोज़। अगर हम जैसे अभी नेक्स्ट हमारे कुछ वर्ड्स जो है वो हैं 150 से लेकर 200, तो आप आगे जब भी कोई रिवीजन वाला सेशन आएगा संडे वाला, उस दिन हम ये कर लेंगे कि उस दिन हम पूरा का पूरा एक बार रिवाइज कर लेंगे। लेकिन जो बाकी 6 दिन है उसमें हम क्या करेंगे, हम 75 वर्ड्स का हमारा वर्क वीक है हमारा, मतलब एक वीक में हमें 75 वर्ड्स करने हैं। सो वी विल कवर दो 75 वर्ड्स, है ना, लेकिन वो हर रोज़ करेंगे। सो एक दिन 75 वर्ड्स, कल दोबारा 75, परसों दोबारा 75, है ना। तो 7 दिन 75, है ना। ऐसे चलेंगे हम लोग, ठीक है। चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं। और हम लोग अब से जो है हमारे सेशंस को वीक नाम दे देंगे कि इट वुड बी लाइक वीक 1 पार्ट 1, वीक 1 पार्ट 2, है ना, या वीक 1 रिवीजन 1, रिवीजन 2, रिवीजन 3, रिवीजन 4, ऐसे हम कर लेंगे, ठीक है। सो इससे होगा क्या कि सर्टेन कोई भी वर्ड जो होगा वो एटलीस्ट 7 बार रिपीट होगा, एंड देन हर वीक जो है एक बार तो वो रिपीट हो ही रहा है। तो ये आइडिया है। स्टार्ट करते हैं 150 के बाद से हम स्टार्ट करेंगे ना। सो 150 के बाद स्टार्ट करेंगे, हमें 75 वर्ड्स कंप्लीट करने हैं। सो नेक्स्ट जो हमारा, हम कहाँ तक जाएंगे, हम जाएंगे 225 तक, ताकि नेक्स्ट हमारा 300 तक हो पाए। सो इस वीक हम लोगों को 225 को बार बार रिपीट करना है। आज ट्यूसडे है जहाँ तक मुझे पता है, हाँ आज ट्यूसडे है। सो वी स्टिल हैव 5 डेज लेफ्ट। हम 5 दिन 75 वर्ड्स रिपीट करने वाले हैं। चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं। सो पहले गिन लेते हैं ना। 60 ये रहा, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 165, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 170, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 175, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 180, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 185, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 190, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 195, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 100, sorry, 100 200. Laudable is worthy of high praise is 300, sorry 200. नेक्स्ट हमें 225 तक जाना है। सो 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 200 एंड sorry, where is it, 205. let me check if it's just, हाँ ठीक है। 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 210, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 215 और 10 वर्ड्स, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 220 एंड देन लास्ट है 1, 2, 3, 4, 5। सो 225 ये रहा हमारा गोल। ये हमारा वीक 3 का गोल है ना। यहाँ पे मैं हैशटैग लगाता हूँ, हैशटैग वीक 3, ठीक है। एंड देन इसके बाद हम आगे चलेंगे। चलिए हम ऊपर गिनती स्टार्ट करते हैं। हमको जाना है 150 तक, है ना। सो हमारा लास्ट वर्ड है ओपेक। ये वर्ड आपने बहुत बार पहले भी सुना होगा, ओपेक, नॉट क्लियरली अंडरस्टूड और एक्सप्रेस्ड। ना ओपेक हम बोलते हैं, एक होता है ट्रांसपेरेंट, एक होता है ट्रांसलूसेंट, एक होता है ओपेक। ट्रांसपेरेंट जिसके आर पार आपको क्लियरली दिख रहा है, ट्रांसलूसेंट जिसके आर पार आपको क्लियरली नहीं दिख रहा बट दिख रहा है ना, इट्स लाइक धुंधला दिख रहा है। एंड ओपेक इज लाइक बिल्कुल नहीं दिख रहा। सो नॉट क्लियरली अंडरस्टूड और एक्सप्रेस्ड, क्लियरली अंडरस्टूड ना होना एज ओपेक। ओके, सो नेक्स्ट इज obsequious एंड ये देखते हैं अटेंटिव इन एन gratiating or servile manner, attempting to win favor from influential people by flattery. So चार्ट लगाना है ना, बटर लगाना, चार्ट लगाना, इट्स obsequious, ठीक है। ओपेक, obsequious, ये ओपेक तो मुझे याद रहेगा, obsequious मुझे रिपीटेशन देना पड़ेगा। नेक्स्ट इज obscure, known by only a few. Obscure is known by only a few. बहुत ही अच्छा वर्ड है, बहुत यूज में आता है, चलन में है. ओके, सो ऑब्सक्योर इज नोन बाय ओनली अ फ्यू. ऑब्सक्योर का एक और मतलब होता है मेक अनक्लियर, नॉट क्लियर. ठीक है, ऑब्सक्योर का मतलब है नॉट क्लियर, नोन बाय ओनली अ वेरी फ्यू पीपल. एंड ओपेक का मतलब होता है नॉट क्लियरली अंडरस्टूड और एक्सप्रेस. ठीक है. Next word is nuance, a subtle difference in meaning or opinion or attitude. So nuance is I would say more of a type now because of the nuances involved in the cases. So a subtle difference in meaning or opinion or attitude. I hired an outside consultant to advise us and help. Okay, nuance is a subtle difference in meaning or opinion or attitude. Next is nonplussed, unsure how to act or respond. Nonplussed, Shirley was totally nonplussed. Plussed, okay, nonplussed. ठीक है ना. Unsure, not sure how to act or respond. The next word is negligible, मतलब बहुत कम. So small as to be meaningless, insignificant is negligible. Next is myriad, a large indefinite number. You're not sure of the number and it's very large. So myriad is a large myriad. Okay, a large indefinite number. Next is myopic, lacking foresight or imagination. So person without imagination. The company ultimately went out of business because of myopic managers, so unable to see unimaginative managers couldn't predict the changes in their industry. Next word is munificent. So it's not magnificent, it's munificent, very generous. So muni is like more of a money, munificent is very generous. Uncle Charlie was known for his munificence, giving all 7 of his nephews lavish Christmas presents each year. Next is mundane, is very ordinary, relating to the ordinary world. So mundane. Next word again mundane, repetitive, boring, not spiritual. We can also say dull. We can also say what is the word, banal. Next word is mollify, is to make someone angry. To make someone angry less angry, to placid. Okay, less in intensity, so mollify is to make someone angry less angry, if it placid. Next is mitigate, lessen the severity of an offense. To lessen the severity of an offense is mitigate. ठीक है, mitigate का अगेन एक वर्ड है, मीनिंग है मेक लेस सिवियर और हार्श, दोनों सेम वर्ड्स है. नेक्स्ट इज मिसकॉन्स्ट्रू, इंटरप्रेट इन अ, सो कॉन्स्ट्रू इज इंटरप्रेट एंड मिसकॉन्स्ट्रू इज इंटरप्रेट इन अ रॉन्ग वे, है ना, मिस इंटरप्रेट. नेक्स्ट इज मेटिकुलस, मार्क्ड बाय एक्सट्रीम केयर इन ट्रीटमेंट और ऑफ डिटेल्स. So meticulous is marked by extreme care. The Japanese noodle maker was meticulous in making his noodles and would never let another person take over the task. ठीक है, so meticulous is extremely careful, marked by extreme care. Next is mercurial, prone of a person, prone to unexpected and unpredictable changes in mood. So mood swings, prone to unexpected and predictable changes in mood. The fact that Ella's moods were as mercurial as the weather was problematic for her relationships. It did not help that she lived in Chicago. Next word है हमारे पास mendacity, the tendency to be untruthful. Okay, so not loyal, untruthful. I can forgive her for her mendacity, untruthfulness, but only because she's a child and is seeing what she can get away with. So mendacity is not untruthfulness. Next is mawkish. It's a bit stiff. Mawkish, overtly sentimental to the point that it is disgusting. The film was incredibly mawkish, introducing highly likable characters only to have them succumb to a devastating illness by the end of the movie. So mawkish is very overly sentimental, बहुत ही रोना धोना, इतना कि डिस्गस्टिंग लगे. हिंदी सीरियल्स. नेक्स्ट इज मैवरिक. ये तो आपको पता ही होगा, टॉम क्रूज का मूवी में उसका ये नाम भी है ना, दैट उड़ने वाला मूवी, Top Gun. So Top Gun Maverick, someone who exhibits great independence in thought and action, सो अ वेरी इंडिपेंडेंट पर्सन है ना, जो ऐसे रिस्क वगैरह चीज़ें कर सकता है. ऑफिसर केली वॉज अ मैवरिक, rarely following police protocols or adopting the conventions for speech common among his fellow officers. So maverick. Next is maladroit. Okay, ये है 205. चलिए next है maladroit. क्या है? Clumsy. So maladroit is clumsy. As a child she was quite maladroit, but as an adult she has become an adept dancer. Next is maintain, to assert. The scientist maintained that the extinction of dinosaurs was most likely brought about by a drastic change in climate. Next is magnanimous. ये तो बहुत ही अच्छा word है. Noble and generous in spirit, especially towards a rival or someone less powerful. So magnanimous. Next is lionize. Assign great social importance to. Students in the US learn to lionize Jefferson, Franklin, and Washington because they are the founding fathers of the nation. To assign great social importance to lionize. Next word है laudable. Worthy of high praise. ये है laudable. To say that Gandhi's actions were laudable is the greatest understatement. He overthrew an empire without violence. Well, what can I say? Not really. है ना? Next is a largesse. By the way, for those of you, if you don't know about this, you should, research a bit more. It's like, नहीं. आगे चलते हैं. Largesse, extreme generosity and giving. So largesse is extreme generosity and giving. Okay. Next word is languid. Not inclined towards physical exertion or effort, slow and relaxed. So languid is slow and relaxed, not inclined towards physical exertion or effort. Okay, languish. Languish word से languid आता होगा because languish means to live a wealthy lifestyle. Next is lambast. Criticize severely or angrily, again reprimand harshly. So lambast is criticize severely. I know so many words जिसका मतलब है to reprimand harshly or criticize severely, angrily. Lambast. Next is laconic. One who says very few words is laconic, है ना? Adjective है ये. Laconic, one who says very few words. Next is juxtapose. Place side by side, है ना? Juxtapose is place side by side. Okay. The meaning of our paintings come from a classical style which juxtaposes modern themes. Place side by side modern themes. Juxtapose का I guess एक और meaning होता है स्पेशल लिटरेचर के अंदर, जहाँ पे we mean to say contrasting ideas को जो है side by side रखना. Any juxtapose is placed side by side. Next is jubilant, full of high-spirited delight because of triumph or success. So jubilant, he's jovial से ये word I guess आता होगा. Jovial का मतलब भी यही है, full of or showing high-spirited merriment. ठीक है, jovial से jubilant is full of high-spirited delight because of triumph or success. Next word है jingoism, मतलब fanatical patriotism. Okay, North Korea maintains intense control over its population through a combination of jingoism and cult of personality. CM Park. Okay, fanatical patriotism. Itinerant, traveling from place to place for work. Traveling from place to place to work. Doctors used to be itinerant, traveling between patients' homes. Okay, irrevocable, जो आप दोबारा नहीं कर सकते, revoke नहीं कर सकते. Incapable of being retracted or revoked. Once you enter your plea to the court, it is irrevocable. So think carefully about what you will say. Next is involved. Okay, involved, है ना? Complicated and difficult to comprehend is involved. Okay, the physics lecture became so involved that the undergraduates' eyes glazed over. Inveterate. Inveterate is habitual. Habits. Okay. Next is intrepid, मतलब fearless. Intrepid मतलब fearless. कुछ words होंगे जो हमें multiple times repeat करने पड़ेंगे in order to cram them or at least mind के अंदर वो बस जाना. So intrepid is fearless. Intrepid. Next is intransigent. Unwilling to change one's beliefs or course of action is intransigent. More like, what is the word? छोड़िए कोई बात नहीं. Intransigent. Unwilling to change one's belief beliefs, or course of action. Next is intimate, very intimate, to suggest something subtly. Okay, to suggest something subtly. At first, Manfred's teachers intimated to his parents that he was not suited to skip a grade. When his parents protested, teachers explicitly told them that, notwithstanding the boy's precocity, he was simply too immature to jump to the sixth grade. The word has other definitions, but ये सबसे important है. Intimate is to suggest something subtly. Next is insolent, rude and arrogant. ये आपको पहले से ही पता होगा. Insolent, rude and arrogant. Next is insidious, working in a subtle but destructive way. So plague is insidious. We cannot see it, but each day it eats away at our enamel, causing cavities and other dental problems. Plague, जो यहाँ पे दांत के लेयर्स में आपको दिख जाता है ना, येलो कलर टाइप का पूरा लेयर बना लेता है. इंसीडियस. नेक्स्ट इज inscrutable, not easily understood, unfathomable, if you cannot even imagine it, so unfathomable, not easily understood. Next is innocuous, harmless and does not produce any ill effects, so harmless is innocuous. Next is inimical, hostile, usually describes conditions or environments. Venus, with a surface temperature that would turn rubber into liquid, is inimical to any form of life, is hostile to any form of life. Inimical. Okay. Next is ingratiate, gain favor with somebody with deliberate effort. So when you put your efforts and then किसी से favor जीत लेना. So ingratiate, ingratiate is gain favor. Next word is ingenuous, to be naive and innocent. So ingenuous, genuine, ingenuous. Okay. Inexorable, impossible to stop or prevent. The rise of the computer was an inexorable shift in technology and culture. So inexorable is impossible to stop or prevent. Next is indifference, the trait of seeming not to care. Indifferent, the trait of seeming not to care. Indecorous, not in keeping with accepted standards of what is right or proper in polite society. So indecorous, not decorous. Eating with elbows on the table is considered indecorous in refined circles. ठीक है. Next is incorrigible, impervious to correction by punishment. Impervious to. Tom Sawyer seems like an incorrigible youth until Huckleberry Finn enters the novel. Even Sawyer cannot match his fierce individual spirit. So incorrigible is impervious to correction by punishment. Next is incongruous, lacking in harmony or compatibility or appropriateness. Next is incisive, having or demonstrating ability to recognize or draw fine distinction. So incisive is having or demonstrating ability to recognize or draw fine distinction. Incisive. Next is impudent, improperly forward or bold. Very bold is impudent. Imprudent, so there's a very slight difference between impudent and imprudent. एक आर वाला है, एक बिना आर का है. Impudent is bold, improperly forward. वही imprudent is not wise. ठीक है, imprudent, not wise. Hitler, like Napoleon, made the imprudent move of invading Russia in winter, suffering even more casualties than Napoleon had. So winter में आपको रशिया को अटैक नहीं करना चाहिए ना. It's never a wise idea unless आप AI हो. Next is implausible, describing a statement that is not believable. Describing a statement that is not believable is implausible. Describing a statement that is not believable, implausible. Implacable, incapable of making less angry or hostile is implacable. Win or lose, the coach was already implacable, so incapable of making less angry or hostile. Never giving the athletes an easy practice or a break. Next is impertinent, being disrespectful improperly, forward or bold. So disrespectful, impertinent. Next is impartial, free from undue bias or preconceived opinions is impartial. Immutable, not able to be changed, so unchangeable is immutable. Next is ignorant, ignominious. Okay, ignominious. Deserving or bringing disgrace or shame is ignominious. Ignoble, dishonorable. Next is idiosyncrasy, is behavior, a behavioral attribute that is distinctive and peculiar to an individual. Idiosyncrasy. Peggy's numerous idiosyncrasies include wearing mismatched shoes, laughing loudly to herself, and owning a pet ard, aardvark. Next is iconoclastic, to define tradition or convention. Iconoclast, somebody who attacks cherished beliefs and institution. Thus, or words say heretic, a person who holds unorthodox opinions in any field, not merely religion. Hegemony is dominance over a certain area. Next, we have haughty, having or showing arrogant superiority and disdain of those one views as unworthy. Okay, those one views as unworthy. Next is harried, troubled personality, especially with petty annoyances. Next is harangue, to deliver a long, pompous speech or tirade. Next is harangue, a long, pompous speech tirade. Next is haphazard, marked by great carelessness. Next is hackneyed, lacking significance, though having been overused. दो और बाकी है. एक है gregarious, very social, likely to be socialized with others. Next is guileless, free of deceit, without deceit, guileless, deceitless. So ये रहे हमारे 75 वर्ड्स. अब यही 75 वर्ड्स नेक्स्ट 5 डेज जो है हम रिपीट करने वाले हैं. होप यू आर विद मी. नेक्स्ट होप की 7-8 रिपीटेशंस जो हम लोग करने वाले हैं, ये 5 अंदर रिविजन का एक मिला के बहुत सारे रिपीटेशंस बाकी है अभी ना. सो या डोंट वरी, हो जाएगा हमारा ये. लेट्स चेक कि कल उनमें से कितने हमें याद रहते हैं. थैंक यू फॉर ज्वाइनिंग. यहीं पे हम सेशन एंड करते हैं.